Anderson makes money polling people and then explaining the results to the rest of us. Joining us now, nice to see you. I want to break down this concept of education being the #1 issue here. Are we to view education as what kind of math to teach, or is that a proxy for critical race theory, transgender bathrooms, masks, vaccines, and the like?
There are so many issues that fall under the umbrella of education, and they range from issues around race. How do we teach about race in schools? It extends to things like there are some places in Virginia that had talked about getting rid of gifted and talented programs or admissions tests to get into certain magnet schools because they were viewed as not advancing racial equity in schools. But there's also a lot of parents who just have pent-up frustration about the way the schools handled COVID-19. Maybe they're frustrated that their kids have to wear masks. They're frustrated that they're not getting clear information from schools about what's going on. And there's also, frankly, just generalized anxiety that our public schools aren't doing what they need to do to prepare kids for the future. And so you put all of that together and you wind up in my polling. If you ask voters in Virginia who they're voting for, people who are not parents of kids in K-12 schools actually break very slightly for Terry McAuliffe. But among K-12 parents, my polling shows they break for Youngkin by 15 points. This is an incredibly potent issue in this race. And it's valuable to Youngkin because it bridges those Republican base voters who might be fired up around something like critical race theory, as well as those suburban voters, the swing voters that used to be a big piece of the Republican coalition. Maybe that's not what they're the most frustrated about, but they saw their kids do a year of school on Zoom. They didn't think it was that great, and they're frustrated that they want leadership to do something better in the future.
Have we ever seen anything like what you just described about the difference between people who are parents and not parents, how they vote?
Well, there are a number of different interesting divides that always happen in politics whenever a particular issue really pops. But education being so central isn't something that's happened in quite some time. Frankly, I'm struggling to think of anything in the last 20 years since George W. Bush ran for president, and actually education was his big message back then. Whenever Republicans are able to capture the education issue, it usually works out very well for them, in part because it is normally an issue that favor Democrats. You know, you showed that great graphic that Chuck Todd had of their polling showing Republicans with advantages on all of these big issues, and not just the ones that Republicans normally win, like border security or national security, but also the economy, inflation. Those are normally a little more evenly divided. And education is normally right there with health care as an issue that Democrats dominate. The fact that they have lost that dominance in Virginia and ceded that ground to Youngkin has really made Democrats vulnerable in places where they shouldn't necessarily be.
Yeah, stunning to think, as you pointed out, not since George W. Bush 2000. Kristen Soltis Anderson, awesome analysis. We appreciate it. Thank you. Coming up, how Biden's domestic agenda is. Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.